Hey guys, what's up? This is Doctorian, and today I want to talk about the problems with Legion. Aspen Gold made a video a while back talking about that some great YouTubers are quitting with WoW content, like AskChat is quitting and Rectech is quitting, and it's kind of too bad because I'm subscribed to both of them and they're really awesome YouTubers, so it's kind of sad to see them go. And this got into a Twitter conversation with Bellier Gaming, with Bay from Final Boss TV and Ashman Gold, and they had a Twitter conversation about that, and I actually got in from that. I got into that conversation from the start, and we had a really good conversation, a really nice conversation about the problems with Legion. So I want to talk that over into this video. So I want to compare Legion to a different expansion, so we have some comparisons. So let's use the Burning Crusade. I think that's a pretty good expansion to compare stuff with. So let's look at Legion. When you reach 110, when we reached 110, there was one raid ready for us. Emerald Nightmare was there on 4 difficulties. If you want to count LFR as a difficulty, then there are 4 difficulties. The thing what you do is, like, when you clear Emerald Nightmare on normal and heroic, it's exactly the same raid and the same mechanics. You're doing the exact same thing. If you have a strategy to clear Emerald Nightmare on normal, you're using the same strategy on heroic. The only difference is that bosses have more HP on heroic than on normal, and the mechanics are more punishing on heroic than on normal. So that's basically it. But if you have all that stuff figured out and you know what to avoid and how not to take damage, you're gonna be fine. The point when Emerald Nightmare becomes interesting is Mythic. In Mythic we have new mechanics, you have to come up with a new strategy. It's really hard raid content, so there's a lot going on in there. Mythic is a place when there is finally a change. Mythic is when the boss feels completely different. If you've done it on normal and heroic, you actually feel you're doing the same boss. There's no difference in difficulty. There's only a difference in punishing and in HP and all that kind of stuff. You need more healing, you need more DPS, your tanks need to survive, and there is less room for error on heroic than on normal. But the bosses don't feel different because everything is the same. The mechanics are the same, your tactic is exactly the same. So it doesn't feel like a different boss fight. When you're doing the boss on Mythic, it feels like a new boss. There's so much more that's going on. There are new mechanics going on. It's a new, fresh experience. But you need to clear it through at least normal and heroic to get to Mythic. So you already did that raid twice before you get to Mythic. I think that's one problem. Let's compare it to the Burning Crusade. Well, the day the Burning Crusade launched, we had 5 raids waiting there. You had Karazhan, Gruul, Magteridon, Serpent Sign Caverns, and you had Tempest Keep. Now, let me just set this as an example to tell you how things went back then. Back then in Burning Crusade, you started to gear your raiding team into Karazhan. Karazhan was a 10-man raid. After you cleared that and you geared up 25 people in there, so you were basically running 2 teams, 2.5 teams in there. We went to Gruul to clear Gruul, so we had to step up our game. We went from 10-man raiding to 25-man raiding. We had to do Hiking Mulgar and Gruul. Those were more difficult than the stuff we faced in Karazhan. We needed to step up our game and deal with new... we were in a new, fresh environment, in a higher difficulty, dealing with new stuff. And after we killed Gruul and Hiking Mulgar, we moved on to Magteridon. It was kind of the same difficulty, but again, it was a new, fresh environment. A new boss with new mechanics, which kept things interesting. And after that, we went to SCC. And SCC was this Naga raid, which a lot of you people know for farming for transmog or pets, or maybe you even did it back then as current content. But you had this Naga raid, which was about everything with water and life and Naga. You had the Lurker below and the water elemental boss, and Lady Vice herself was Naga, of course. So you had this Naga raid basically going on, which dropped tier 5. But what also dropped tier 5 was Tempest Keep. And Tempest Keep was a well, you guys know what it is, but that's a big castle, big raid floating into the night sky And that's all about arcane power. That's why Kilta's Sunstrider is farming his arcane power, and we go there and deal with his blood elves and all that kind of stuff, and with all the arcane magic that's going on there. So you have two tier 5 raids, two tier 5 raids, and they couldn't be more different. One is a cave underneath a big lake, and one is a flying fortress into the night sky, and both drop tier 5. So, and after you went through your tier 5, you had two tier 6 raids. You had Mounted Gel, and Black Temple, they got patched later in. But Mounted Gel, you dealt with the Scourge Onslaught, with waves of Scourge and Undead trying to take out Azeroth. You were fighting next to Jaina Proudmoore and Thrall, and you had the threat of the Undead, and it was tier 6 items dropping in Mounted Gel. And then after you cleared Mountain Gel, you went to Black Temple again to a new raid, completely different, with demons and Fellblood orcs and Illidan himself, and that's where you picked up the final pieces for your tier 6 bonus. And after that, and once you cleared all that, you had killed Illidan waiting for you in Sunwell Plateau. You had a completely new, fresh raid, which was very, very challenging, very hard. A lot of guilds burned out there and gave up on that because it was so incredibly hard. But still, every time you went from tier 4 from Grilmag Toradon to tier 5, that was in Serpentine Caverns and Tempest Keep, and then again you stepped up your difficulty to tier 6 level in Mountain Gel and Black Temple, and every time you moved to a new raid, a new fresh environment with new bosses, with new difficulties. And that's what we're missing right now. That's what we're missing. I know we have Trial of Valor right now, and I know we're gonna get like 1 or 2 more raids during this expansion, but we're probably gonna end up with 5 raids over this expansion. And when we look at the Burning Crusade, there were 5 raids on launch day and 8 raids in total, and now we're down to 5 raids in total with 1 on launch day. So that's a big difference. The other difference is artifact power. I think artifact power is a huge problem right now. Right now I'm putting all my artifact power into my Beastmaster weapon, and I'm never playing my off-spec marksman because it's way behind on artifact power. Now I can grind, I can put in artifact power in my marksman spec, but even when you get to the 5% talent, when you unlock all 3 golden traits, you unlock a 4th golden trait, which gives you 5% increased damage. I'm trying to get to that one, but before you can use that 4th golden trait, you need to unlock all artifact traits on your weapon, even the useless ones, which are completely shit. Also, but when you finally got that 5% and the 4th golden trait, which gives you 5% damage increase, that's gonna stack up to 100%. You need to do that 20 times. That's a huge grind. That means that the grind for the artifact power, the grind for my main spec weapon is gonna take months and months and months. Because yes, I unlocked the 5%, but now I need to save up to 10%, and after that I need to go to 15, 20 until I reach 100%. That's something that is a huge grind. So every time I'm putting artifact power into my off spec, it feels like a waste. It feels I'm leaving my main spec vulnerable. It feels like I'm not doing, because I'm raiding with Beastmasters is what I like. I'm raiding very casual, normal and rogue right now, but I feel bad for not having my main spec up to par, not having that maximized. I should put every point of artifact power into my main weapon instead of in my off spec, which I just play for fun or whenever I feel like it. So that's why people are not playing their off-spec. The other problem is like when you level an alt, and you need to do the artifact power as well. And I know in 7.1.5 we're gonna have like you can get the artifact knowledge up to level 20, but you still need to do the same artifact power grind as on your main. And this is my other problem. Like when I'm logging in, the first thing you do is doing your full 4 world quest. I'm really sick of the world quest. I've done them 1,000 times over and over and over again. I don't want to do them anymore. They're really demotivating me. It's the same with doing your daily heroic. I'm sick of that as well. And I cleared up Mythic Plus until Mythic Plus 10. I'm really done with doing the same content over and over and over again. And when I'm leveling a mage, I don't want to do mage. When I'm leveling up my alt, I don't want to do the same content. Like, hey, I just did my 4 world quests on my hunter. Oh, okay, I'm done with that. Now I need to do 4 world quests on my alt. That's not fun. So I think the artifact power is actually ruining people's fun to level alts and to play alts and to play different specs. So I think that is a huge problem. Because my alt will always suck unless I get it up to par. Unless I make it just as strong, at least with the weapon, to be slightly competitive. It's already going to be behind in progress gear, and that's normal. But the weapon is something you can do, and if you have less artifact power in your weapon, your DPS is gonna suck. If you only have one golden trait unlocked, you're not gonna be doing as good as DPS or healing or survivability as somebody who has 3 unlocked and the grind is huge. And you already did the grind on your main character, or you already did your world quest and did a rogue on your main character. You don't want to do the same content again on your alt. It makes the game very repetitive and very boring. I think that is a problem with Legion. Let me know what you guys think are the problem within Legion. I'm very, very curious. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like my content, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up, and then I'll catch you guys on another video. Bye bye guys.